Hello and welcome to The Big Fight. Well, we are going to be talking about a different sort of a fight in this particular program because it has been the wedding season. There are a lot of people, though, who are saying right now that weddings aren't necessarily made in heaven. Marriages aren't made in heaven anymore. They are made somewhere else. And is the entire institute of marriage still worth it? Does it still make any difference? I have to say that this debate comes up also every 5 to 10 years. But let's just see where we stand. And we have an absolutely fantastic panel to take us through all permutations of this. I'm going to start by welcoming Khushbu Sundar, one of the country's really well-known actors. Thank you so much, Khushbu, for being with us. Sohail Seth, an old friend of ours here on The Big Fight. Sohail, do try and keep it as moderate as you possibly can on this particular show, I might add. Kaushalya Reddy, one of our best-known Kuchipudi dancers, thank you so much for being with us as well. Kabir Bedi, another one of our really well-known actors, thanks for being with us. Rahul Ishwar, the spokesperson for the Sabarimala Trust, great to have you with us. And Dr. Puneet Bedi, a well-known gynecologist. Thank you all so much for being with us. Let me start with you. The institution of marriage, every time there's wedding season, you suddenly get a lot of people saying, why are people getting married at the end of the day? There's a nice graphic they have behind you showing, the bonds as a handcuff. Is that the way it really is?
Depends on how you look at it. It's all on individuals' perceptions.
And also depends on whom you're married to, I guess.
Yes, that definitely matters a lot. But then what surprises me is when I see two strangers getting married and they have very, very compatible relationship. You have seen people who probably would have never met each other before the wedding, and yet they have lived together for 60, 70 years. So I think
and the other people who've lived together for 50 to 60 years, then they get married and then everything falls apart.
Yeah, yes.
Sohail, as one of the country's leading bachelors right now?
No, I think it's a tremendously powerful institution. Thank God it existed, because I wouldn't have been there, neither would you. But I don't think it's as sacrosanct anymore. I mean, I know of lots of people who attend so many weddings, they don't even know the name of the groom and the bride, because there are about 5,000 people. It's like going to the Ramlila Maidan asking for the Jan Lokpal bill. Having said that, I think what we've done is we've commercialized the institution of marriage like in everything else. Earlier you commercialized love through Valentine's Day. Today you've commercialized weddings. It's about how big the pandal is.
Why are you saying today? Haven't you always done it? In a sense, dowry used to be more prevalent. Dowry's been there for hundreds and hundreds of years. So
see,
that dowry is also commercialized.
Dowry is a necessary evil. So I don't want to get into the ills and the, I'm personally against the whole concept of dowry. But a lot of the people have called it stridhan, which is basically to protect the wife. We've also seen companies being transferred by, grudging parents of daughters to their sons-in-law of future. I don't think we can castigate the institution of marriage, but obviously it's taken a blow. People are more and more independent. Divorce is no longer a taboo. So when you have an easy exit option, you don't worry about staying in that relationship for too long, because that option is available.
Kaushalya?
I think it's a beautiful institution. It depends on your partner and the way you handle your life with the partner. It's a wonderful experience that we have got, so I talk about it as a beautiful relationship.
Kabir?
Well, I think, marriage is one of those rites of passage which has come down from the days of the hunter-gatherers. But
Rites of passage, that's what you call marriage.
Yeah, it's one of the rites of passage. Birth,
when you go through it,
marriage,
okay,
yes,
fine.
etc.
Yeah.
Birth, marriage, or death.
Yes. Various... it's one of the rites
normally
of passage
birth after marriage, but let's not go into semantics.
Made important for individuals because it is a form of protecting women, children, and perpetuating the human race.
Many times we say love is blind and marriages are eye-openers. But to see the reality of it, all the noble things of life, whether it be love, marriage, God, spirituality, it all depends on your experience. You evaluate these things on your experience and you have a perception about these from your experiences. So all the people who are against marriage or not for marriage, maybe that's their bad experience. It's from experience, not from philosophy, that we usually form our opinion about marriage, love, or all the holy, so-called holy or beautiful things of life.
Okay, Puneet.
On the biological side, there's a attraction, then desire, then courtship, then marriage, childbearing, child rearing, sharing everything from a house to bank accounts, and eventually going into eternal bliss. And couples who have found it, that's both of you in this world, if you exist, I congratulate them. For the rest of us, it's a tightrope walk which we balance, try to balance fidelity, to bank accounts and stay on course.
Hang on.
Why is he talking about bank accounts?
Hang on. You're saying fidelity is linked to the bank accounts.
No.
Is that what you're saying? So you'll be faithful if somebody's got a big bank account, otherwise you wouldn't.
No, not at all.
Is that what you just said?
What I'm
No,
saying
he'll be
is that
faithful
it's a
if he's
tightrope.
got a big bank account so that she doesn't divorce him.
It's mutual. But it's a tightrope, and you balance a lot of things to stay on course. If you don't, then things go wrong, and then, it becomes more of a pain than a pleasure and a bliss.
It becomes more of a pain than a pleasure. Kabir, is that a fair generalization of most marriages? I mean, there is a happy marriage an exception, I think...
Is it
one
an
question that we
oxymoron,
should-
are you asking? Like,
I'm thinking, is it an exception?
well, I think, the fact of the matter is marriage is what's formed the basis of most societies from time immemorial. And this is something that's done because society needs a certain order to it. Now, in India, we have largely an arranged marriage system. And this is highly ironic because all the Bollywood films glorify love marriages, and yet when it comes to their own lives, people go in for arranged marriage.
NDTV's Cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. NDTV.com/apps.